Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be planning the week of July 13th to the 19th. So before I begin, I did remove my folder in the back because it was getting a little too thick, and I also added a few pages that you'll hopefully see on Friday if I don't get super critical of myself. So it's a budget with me, so I did decide to add the extra monthlies to the beginning of this planner, or the beginning of each of the month. And I just cut off the tab, so I know that my budget will be in the front of each of the coordinating months. So yeah, that's why it got a little thick, and it can actually hold, but I'm not too sure if I keep putting stickers in it that all 6 months of stickers will fit in it. So we'll see. And as for the coil release, tentatively I'm saying August 3rd, right? Let me double check that. Yeah, August 3rd. So that's a Monday. I'm hoping to have the coils by the week prior to that. So yeah, just stay tuned for more information. If not, it'll be pushed back a week due to the shipping shortages and yeah, all that stuff. So yeah. So I am using kit 6. That will be also part of the new release on Wednesday, July 15th at 12 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, and then I did use the date strips instead of just the colors cut or the pages color. So this is a summer lemonade kit. So there's a lot of pink in it, so I wanted to bring in more of the yellow. So I did use a the twin tone markers from Tombow, just to highlight some things. And I also shifted the date covers down a little bit because I technically don't start at 6 a.m. and I don't know, I want to change things around once in a while, because doing something every single time, it just gets really redundant. Change is good. So then I did put 2 pieces of thin washi at the top and the bottom of each month. And if you guys don't notice, my date strips are a little longer than the size of the planner. I did this intentionally because sometimes if you wanted to use in another planner and it's a little too short, so there's actually a little bit of room to, or a little too long, and you get to trim it up if you would like to. Or if you have a planner that's a little wider than these strips, you can still use them. So yeah, and also the thin washi, I made it purposely a little longer than the 4 columns. So yeah, you could use the little strips if you like to. So everything is reusable. So I did use the bottom or the side washi on the sampler page to put at the bottom, and then I used the leftover from the 3 columns to my weekend, and then used the weekend banner. So then I used the flag labels to mark my YouTube videos. So I'll also be having 5 videos this week. I'm not too sure about next week because I want to finish my calls, so I'm not going to be going crazy with the videos. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to stick to 3 videos. If I'm able to film any videos earlier, we'll see until I film my plan with me, which is usually Friday night or Saturday. So here I'm using my twin tone markers from Tombow, and I did get a little bit of black because the ruler had black ink on it because I used it with my gel pen, and yeah, it kind of got it smeared into the ink. But if you just use a scrap paper and just scribble it off, it comes right off. So I used it to block off 7 p.m. because that's when I usually eat dinner, and then I blocked off where I post my videos. I don't post at 7 a.m. I usually post at 10 a.m., but I don't want to take up that space to mark other things because I know every time I post a video is going to be at 10 a.m. So yeah. So I did use a skinny flag to mark this week, and then I used 2 checklists. And then I put another full box at the bottom of the sidebar because I don't really need a full length of the sidebar to mark my to-dos because it's pretty short and it seems redundant to do it every time. So yeah. So to mark work, I got notice last week that I have 1,000 calls to make, and apparently I missed the meeting, but technically I was never invited because my supervisor put in the wrong email or invited the wrong email person. So yeah, she added an extra number to my email and I was never invited, so I missed it, and I usually never miss meetings. So I got notice at the end of the day that I have 1,000 calls to make, so help me. So fun. So I have to make all these calls and do training at the same time. Oh, so much happening at once. So, but happy news, I will be having new releases on Wednesday. So I did mark it with this grapefruit and lemon full half box, just to mark that. And here I did shift around the half boxes just to make it even for myself and not go crazy. So I did write work. I work for 5 hours because I'm part-time staff, and if you work more than that, you don't get paid for the extra hours. I mean, you could, but right now they're doing budget cuts at my job or at school, so I don't know what's happening. I don't even know if I'm getting reappointed or not. So I'm doing all these things for fun, but I'm still getting paid regardless. So yeah. But yeah, I work only 20 hours a week, and then I pretty much spend the rest of the time doing shop stuff or training. So yeah, so I will have videos for this week. So I'll have this plan with me. I will have my recollection flip through, and then I have a Once More of Love haul, a Moxie Life haul or Moxie Life flip, and then hopefully on Friday I have my budget with me. So yeah. So to keep me accountable, I'm going to hopefully take my puppy a bath on Tuesday because I usually give him a bath before I have to give him his medication. It's just heartworm prevention. So both my small dog and my big dog will have to get it. Hopefully my brother actually takes him a bath before I do. So yeah. And also I want to be more accountable on changing my bed sheet every month. Usually some people change their bed sheets every 2 weeks, but I do it monthly basis. I don't know. My mom does it monthly basis before when I was little, and now I have to do it myself. So yeah, I want to do that on Friday. And of course, I forgot to mark down that it's payday. So I get paid bi-weekly. So this week is payday, and yeah. And since this is also new release week, I want to also design more kits for next week. I will also be having A5 daily for plum paper. I kept it simple instead of adding to the kits that I have. This seemed easier for me to have just a single sheet for each of the days, and they're priced at $3.75. So you can also use coupons as well. So yeah. So now going to the dailies, this is pretty redundant because I'm pretty much planning the same things, except I add more to it. I make sure that at the bottom of my to-do list, I write down no spend. So yeah, I'm hoping to no spend this whole entire week. So let's see if I keep myself accountable for that. So I did use the thin washi to put on top of the weeks. And I'm using my EC stencil. So this is the older version that's discontinued. So I actually like the size of this circle better than the new one, because the new one is just like a bullet point. So yeah. So for my to-do list, I want to make sure that I have 100 I do 100 calls. My supervisor did say since I'm training for a different department, or the same department but for more responsibilities, if I can't finish 1,000 calls by July 30th, it will get shuffled over to my coworkers, but I don't want to let that happen because they also have 1,000 calls to make, and that seems a little mean, you know? But I'll try to do the best as I can. So I also had a USPS pickup, and then I want to ensure that I check over my listings because sometimes I mix things up, and yeah, just to keep myself sane. So I did use the skinny washi to mark down my hours at work. So I usually don't start at 10 a.m. because it's pretty lenient right now, because you can do whatever time you can, but it has to be 5 hours. If you go over 5 hours, you don't get paid for that, because right now we're only doing 20 hours a week, no extra time. So it's pretty much straightforward for Monday through Thursday, because that's when I'm working and I have 100 calls to make each day, or hoping to make. So yeah. And I can't believe that on July 31st, it'll be 1 year since I became a college assistant. Yeah, it's pretty funny because I was a work study prior to becoming a college assistant. I interviewed for this job twice because of the recommendation of my work study supervisor, because he's cash manager. So I help him with payroll. That's why I feel so happy doing payroll. I love organizing things, and to organize all the payroll checks, it's just the best feeling, and I miss it now because I can't do it at home. So yeah, but I interviewed for this position twice. They didn't want me, and then they were desperate because someone was leaving last year, and out of the blue I got a call, and it was my first day of my internship last year. So it was pretty funny. Yeah, I got a random call saying, oh, I would like you to be part of my team. So yeah, I was pretty excited, but I don't know, I had mixed feelings back then, but I got the job at the end, so I'm happy. So for Wednesday, I did put a checklist down. Since I'm very forgetful, apparently, I use my planner very, pretty much, I write down all the listings that I have to put up and ensure that I put up, because if I forget, I'll forget. And until someone reminds me in my Facebook group or in my YouTube comments, I would remember. So just to keep myself accountable for not forgetting, I'm just going to put a checklist down. So for the weekend section, I used the extra bits of the thin washi, and this is the split one. So it has, so I had to cut up 3 strips just to make it fit on the sidebar. So yeah. And here I'm just marking down my payday because I always forget, and usually I forget when it's my daily section that I'm planning. So I did put a day off script sticker that's part of the new release. So I will be releasing 10 script stickers this month. Hopefully, I don't know. If I can finish my calls before, or I'll try to get more script stickers up, but I don't know if I will be able to film a a new release video, because it's just scripts. So I might just post a picture or my listing photos and then say that new scripts are up in the shop. So yeah. So for Saturday and Sunday, I did put down checklists on both days. I pretty much use this functionally, of course, because my weekends are pretty much shop related or things I really need to do around my room. So yeah. So for Friday, since I'm pretty much spending most of my time Monday through Thursday working on calls, I went to pack orders from the orders that will probably come on new release day. And to keep myself accountable, on this weekend, I also put no spend on at the bottom of each of the checklists. And then at the bottom section, I don't know why they put a space there. I don't know. So I did decide to put another checklist and pretty much write my goals for the week. So yeah. So these are pretty much all the sheets that I used, and I will keep them in my poly folder. So here's my budget. I forgot that I was going to show it, but it will be on my video for Friday, hopefully. So I hope you guys enjoyed this plan with me. I will see you guys next time. Bye!